Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the SWAN Pricing Show, where we talk about differences in pricing for commoditized services and expertise-based services, which we call SWAN case or SWAN services. Cool. So my name is Filip Fucic. I'm a pricing mentor.
And I'm Filip Zoloto. I'm the owner of growth marketing agency Malio.
Today we want to talk about some common mistakes when raising prices in price raising. This has been inspired by an email that one of my clients got and chuckled and said, "Lol, no." Not because the price was due to jump for 45%. Because she said they're a creative agency and they're doing a good job. However, the way this was done was absolutely not acceptable. So it was an ambush email saying, "Hi, this is the service bill for April. I also want to inform you about the change. As you can see, I regularly invest in my business, education, both in me and my employees, and expertise in the field of whatever they do. Also, on the other hand, the demand for our services is increasing. Considering all that, I decided that from the 1st of May, our new price is 45% higher. And then hope that we will continue our cooperation because it's my pleasure to support you in your business and your business journey. But if not, I understand. Have a nice day. Goodbye." Right. So this is wrong on so many levels.
No, it's not. It's great. It's ideal. Everybody is eager to receive that type of
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the email dream email to receive from a vendor, right? So let's start with the complete the complete opposite of the way this is delivered and what it's saying. So what it's saying is, oh, we're such a hot shot right now that we couldn't possibly continue charging what we're charging. But also, I'm going to deliver that news in the most cowardly way possible, which is with a bill, so you have to open it, right? But there's it's not in front. It's take it or leave it, and it's cut my losses right now, right? I'm not comfortable with being confronted or asked about these things. This is as it is. Take it or leave it. Goodbye. Which, yeah, no. Also, as you mentioned in the pre-show, it shows a complete lack of a relationship of any kind. So my client said no to this, but not because it was too much money. They're making good work. She said if they broached the subject early enough and said, look, we would, you know how it is. So there's no particular reason, right? You know, everything the price of everything is going up. We had a good run. We feel that we now are giving better value for you, and we are going to raise the price, but let's do it gradually, 10%, an additional 10%, and 15. That would be 35. Okay, so let's say 20 and 25, or 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, or 15, 10, 10, 10. That doesn't really matter. She said if they approach her like that, she would say, okay. This? No. Among other things, the argument that you regularly invest in your business, therefore a 45% uptick. What? That means that I can regularly expect a 45% uptick?
Absolutely.
That's a whole different deal, right? And as you said, of course you do. Of course you should educate how was it
Yeah, it is expected that you as a professional continuously invest in your education and helping and supporting your clients with the best possible deliverables, the best possible service quality. That is expected.
That's not extra.
It's the default state in the end. Yeah.
That's not extra. That's part of your job, right?
Yeah.
And also, you didn't ask me if I wanted this. Right? If I'm supposed to pay for this, then ask me if I want, because okay, she didn't say what they were educating themselves in. So now you can work in Canva. Congratulations, you can be done earlier and have lower costs, but that's not a reason for me to pay more. Or you now know Japanese.
You got flight lessons. You're not driving a Cessna, and that's it.
Yeah. Very, very good. Nothing to do with me. Thank you. Right. So that's not good. And of course, the demand for our services is increasing. Look, there's a huge gaping conflict of interest for you to say that. So considering the way this was delivered, I have no reasons to trust you, like zero. And it's possible if they won a major award, that would happen, right? It's possible. It's just not plausible here, considering everything else. So the reasons are nothing burger. They rely on the level of communication that is a confused mix between talking to a client and talking to a boss. Because to a boss, you can say, listen, I have to ask for a raise. I now have to travel more to get to work. I have higher costs, right? Me accepting the same paycheck would be me accepting less now. Right. That's a conversation with a boss, not with a client. Right. There's some good things about working for clients and not bosses, because a client usually doesn't control 100% of your yearly income. But a client also doesn't really have these kinds of attachments to you. And one of them is they don't care about your costs. They don't have to care about your costs, right? A deal's a deal. So what irked you the most?
It is always about the relationship. If you are appreciating so much that relationship, there is a human way to communicate and give opportunity to the other side to ask question, address potential objections, etc. This is also childish. It's like throwing the flashbang and running away as fast as you can. Are you serious? As you said, the first normal, natural reaction to something like this would be, sorry, thank you. Sorry, but no. Because that is not something what is being considered as partnership or relationship, especially if you have a long-term and successful collaboration. It's being in the end fair to your respectable clients and customers. Give them the opportunity, and in the end, there are respectable cases and scenarios for which you can demand, ask, or address the specific rise in price. If something was previously being defined, this is the first level from which we are starting. Until you get to this level, then we are switching the approach in terms of pricing, raising our prices. But that is something which needs to be defined upfront and expected as you go. The second thing, if you're already raising prices, those things you mentioned, they're completely irrelevant to the client. They're expecting a result. So if you are coming with the new price comes additional set of direct value to your client and customer, now we are talking. Everything else is wrong, especially how you said in this specific case and scenario which you read for us. It's completely wrong. It's complete. I don't know who would say yes, thank you. the only situation in which those things are kind of passing by are telecom operators. Why? Because you have this or that. Okay, they're raising prices. There is no alternative, but also you have the alternative option in their terms. But that is something else.
That's not in
the
our
level of
world.
engagement and relationship is far from close and far from being a true partner. And if you're already talking about partnership, long-term collaboration, etc., you need to be on top of the game.
A monopoly or a duopoly or whatever.
Yeah.
So something that's basically a gun to your head, right? That's not what we're talking about.
Exactly.
That's a duck case.
Yeah.
It's not really meaningfully different, except you have no choice. So it's my way or the highway, and we're the people that we're talking about and the businesses that we're talking about are not like that. No, none of us can say, I'm the only one that you can reach. So, I'm raising prices, go pound sand, right? So that's not within the relationship. And I'm afraid that it's obviously a young person. It's obviously a young person. That has written this, and I'm sorry, because it's going to look to that person as if the 45% is the problem. It's not.
No.
It's a big price raise, but consider that they might have been severely underpriced. I would bet they were, and they still could be for the value that they provide. But this is not the way to do it, right? As you said, I can't really imagine somebody saying, okay, it's not about that. Also, it's basically gaslighting to see, to quote the email, as you can see. That's look, there's a war game that says success in battle needs no explanation, defeat in battle allows none, right? So if the client can see that your quality is improving, you don't have to say it in an email like this, right? And if they don't see it, look, I'm the first guy shouting from the rooftops that clients don't see your value, right? If they don't see it, which is a regular thing, saying as you can see is not going to help. It doesn't work like that, right? Either they see or they don't see. In both cases, saying this doesn't work.
Yeah.
You need to show them, you need to lead them there, you need to talk to them. You can't write magic words into an email and say, now you see my value. And so now you can see my point of view.
And these are the parameters, and that's it. Take it or leave it.
And it will cost you to see this.
Yeah.
Right? Immediately.
What I wanted to also emphasize, when you mentioned that is obvious a younger person, but there is also one important thing to mention there. I saw that respectable case and scenario, no matter the age and business experience. It's like people in business, they are kind of humble in some respectable case and scenario, and very grounded and realistical. But sometimes they get magic wings and they simply fly away in the dream world. And then they become entitled, and that is wrong. People should always be very grounded, realistic, and very supportive in understanding not only their own perspective of business, but also appreciate the other side. So you can adequately address all the cases scenarios, because in the end of line, any kind of objection or confrontation or any kind of challenge, problem, whatever, can be dealt through dialogue, conversation, and transparency. That is the only right way, as you also mentioned. This way, in written format, in email, in SMS, whatever, you can choose whatever digital type of transaction or sending the message to respectable audience, in this case, client, is simply wrong. Pick a phone, call, discuss, give opportunity to address all the case scenario, and you'll find common ground. That is the point.
So I wanted to ask, how do you do that? You have an agency, you have raised prices before. What if this is an example? If this is because I have very few recurring clients. I'm usually one shot.
Yeah.
I do have clients that come to me for another project, but then it's another one shot project. So the only thing that I have recurring is my price club,
Mhm.
which is a mastermind kind of a group, which is not really the same thing as me doing something for somebody. So I wanted to ask you if this is the wrong way to do it. What's a right way? What's the right way to do it?
Sure, sure. In our specific case, we always have a plan upfront for everything. We practically dissect every possible case and scenario in stages, and according to the stage, accordingly. And also, luckily, having an implemented value-based pricing result-based in entire tissue of my personal work from the consultancy and agency, it simplifies the process because the results are tangible. So nothing needs to be additionally communicated in that terms. We know what are the goals, what we have achieved, and that's plain straightforward. And also in other cases, when you have regular pricing methodologies implement cost-based plus, etc., 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 good practice is to set up, predict the stages. So the client knows in the following 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, as business grows, expands, your engagement expands, what they can expect. And what is the fact? Professionals on the other side, recipient side, your client, are happy when they receive that respectable and elaborated case and scenario, because that is the level of comfort and stability in the end they need, they require and expect from true professionals. So that is ideal case and scenario. In case there is some crazy situation happening, which as a sub-product has a need for raising price, pick a phone, organize a call, and talk with respectable client. Address everything, all the objections, all the potential problems, everything, and find the middle ground. Because this way, as you mentioned, is the way how you are losing clients. And what is crazy about that? Everything was good, cool. The point of business is it is predetermined for growth. So it's a normal next step. But you don't forget somebody who was also helping and supporting you as you go. It's only a reciprocal manner, and people should always take that into consideration, no matter how small or big their company is. And if you have that human touch, there won't be problems. And as you said, it is not the problem in 45% price raise. It's the problem in communication. And if you have control of it, it's done, and it can be easily managed.
I think one really good advice for continual pricing in general is to never surprise people.
Exactly.
They should never be surprised if they get a discount. It shouldn't be a surprise thing.
Yeah.
And there should always be a reason, and we talked about this. But if they get a price raise, as you said, that's, oh yeah, we're entering the next phase, we're entering the next level, we passed this, we passed that, we talked about this, it's already in the offer. I may have forgotten about it, but I got it before. It's like when you're reading a bad book of fiction, right? And at some moment, I don't know, the hero is fighting a shark and now they have a knife, and nobody mentioned a knife before. That's bad writing. That it feels bad, right? But if somewhere 70 or 170 pages ago somebody mentioned him carrying a knife, or he was, cutting his toenails with his knife or whatever, and now you're, oh right, he always carries a knife, that's satisfying, right? It's the same scene, but if they could have seen it coming, then that's a completely different experience than if they couldn't, right? And I think we should talk more some other time about the difference between a transactional relationship and a, let's say, consultative relationship with clients, because you can be you can get away with being much more dismissive of clients in a transactional kind of way. But if you're a professional, if you have a business based on your knowledge, it's usually expected to have a relationship and putting yourself out there. So not hiding behind an email, saying, okay, here, I'm on a call. I'll answer any of your questions. You can say upfront, I cannot go back on this, but I can answer any of your questions. So putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, is a sign of consistency. It's a sign of integrity. It's a sign of confidence. And as we spoke before, we generally hire experts because of their confidence. And if you pull a low confidence move like this, it will cost you clients. It would cost her clients even if she said 10%. Because this is not the way. Cool. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think we covered it pretty much right. And in the right amount.
Let's see. Cool. Where can people find you, Philip?
People can find me on LinkedIn, also on my agency page, Mayo.agency, and my consulting practice, philipzolota.com.
People can find me on fearless-pricing.com and on LinkedIn as well. People, thank you for bearing witness to this, and see you next time. Bye.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.